Hello again and welcome to our March 2026 edition of Quick Kit. Links to everything we mentioned will be down in the description below, but before we get into the video, I just want to thank our sponsor, us. Did you know that you can buy most of the kit you see in this video and loads of other Cine, video and photo equipment on our website? We sell and ship globally, so if you've been eyeing up a new bit of kit, please use the links in the description as it really helps us keep doing these videos. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Right, let's get into it. First off, we have a bit of feel-good news. OpenAI's Sora has been closed down. This also means that the $1 billion deal with Disney has fallen through as well. I don't know about you, but this is great news to me, and it means a little bit less plagiarized slop online for now. DZO have announced the Arcana series of full-frame 1.5x anamorphic primes. We've had these in to look at for a bit, and they are pretty impressive little primes for their very low price. There are 3 lenses in the set currently, a 32, 45 and 75mm, all of which are T2.1. They are front-mounted 1.5x anamorphics, which is great for a range of modern cameras, and they feature an oval iris which helps create the good-looking oval bokeh that they can render. They have a neutral flare which takes on the colour of the flare source, and they also perform well wide open with good centre sharpness. They have a touch of barrel distortion to them, and really just a good look overall. They're actually very compact and light considering what they are, and they don't have a protruding rear optic as well, which will make them great with rear filter mount adapter systems. They also all work on the Ronin 4D and balance well on smaller mirrorless cameras. They are priced at just under £960 per lens, or just under $2,600 for the 3-lens kit in a nice little case. We have a full review of them coming out soon, so make sure to subscribe to not miss that, and they're available to pre-order now on our website. Blackmagic have released new beta firmware for the PYXIS 6K, which brings phase detect autofocus to it. This is a really good update to see, and it makes sense given that they've already brought autofocus to the Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, which shares the same sensor as the PYXIS 6K. It's great seeing Blackmagic adding autofocus to their cameras, and the performance of this system on the PYXIS actually looks pretty good. It's not going to be as snappy and reliable as systems found in Sony or Canon cameras, but it looks to do a good job for most shooting situations. It also has face and object tracking as well, which is cool. I do want to check this out more in-depthly, as I think Blackmagic cracking autofocus and bringing it to their cameras will really open up their systems to so many more people. Hopefully we see them bring this to the PYXIS 12K and their previous Pocket Cinema cameras as well. NiSi announced their latest set of cinema primes, the Athena Rewind. They share a lot with NiSi's original Athenas, but wide open they have distinct image characteristics that are more tuned for a vintage aesthetic. This includes loads of spherical aberration, bubbly distinct bokeh, and strong warm flares. Stopping down allows you to control not only your depth of field, but also the strength of this look. At T5.6, the Rewind are closer to the Athena's more neutral modern look, effectively giving you 2 looks in a single lens. Mechanically they are the same, which means they feel really well put together, have a protruding rear optic, and have the same compact size and weight. For the 5-lens set they are priced the same as regular Athenas. If you want to learn more about them, check out the video we did on them last week. Amaran has announced the Halo series of Cob LED fixtures. These are aimed to sit just under the Ray series, but are clearly part of the same family. These fixtures are just bi-colour, unlike the Ray, which are RGB. This is great though, as there are plenty of people and situations where an RGB light really isn't needed, and a traditional bi-colour will work just fine. These fixtures just being bi-colour means that they cost less than the Ray series, but are actually incredibly well built and offer really great output for their price. Currently the series consists of the 60X, 100X, 200X, 300X and 600X, where the number represents the wattage of the fixture. They are all controllable on the fixture itself, wirelessly via the Sidus Link app, and even via DMX with an adapter. They are Bowens mount and will work with a bunch of the recent modifiers that Amaran have been releasing. The photometrics also look really good considering their price point, and they're available to order right now. IronGlass have announced the Canon FD Air series. These take a selection of vintage Canon FD lenses and rehouse them into their excellent Air housings. We looked at the Air series when they announced the initial set earlier in the year, and they are an excellent lens housing designed for modern mirrorless cinema cameras. Having the option to get properly rehoused Canon FD lenses in such excellent housings for between $2,250 to $2,500 is actually really good. FDs have been incredibly popular vintage lenses for years, for video and cinema shooters, so I think these should be pretty popular. They are available in a range of interchangeable mirrorless mounts and have beautiful mechanics for both cine workflows and solo shooters. IronGlass also confirmed that they should be offering Zeiss Jenners in these new housings as well. If you're interested in grabbing any of these, drop us an email. Sony has finally released version 6 firmware for the FX6. This is great to see as they announced it quite a while back now. This includes the addition of the Big 6 home menu screen, which we've seen on a bunch of other Sony cameras like the Venice. It can also now output B-RAW via the HDMI, but this isn't currently possible because Blackmagic haven't updated their video assist yet to capture the output. It's also added a bunch of smaller things which are great to see as well, especially considering how old this camera is now. But of course, it's still one of the most popular video cameras on the market because of just how versatile it still is. They also released a minor firmware update for the FX3 and FX30, which is just an overall stability update. All of these new firmware are available to download now on Sony's website. Links to each is in the description. ARRI has partnered with Chinese smartphone manufacturer Honor to collaborate with them in bringing ARRI's expertise in image science into consumer devices. This is pretty interesting and something we've seen happen a few times over recent years. But ARRI doing it is an even bigger deal, as they historically have never really done something like this before. It's an interesting sign of the times, and given how much the industry has changed recently, it makes sense that ARRI are branching out into new areas. It's going to be intriguing to see what comes next from ARRI, and how their technology gets implemented into Honor's upcoming robot phone. Atlas have been showing off custom spherical IMAX lenses that were used on Dune Part 3 by cinematographer Linus Sandgren. This is a serious departure for Atlas, who are known for making anamorphic lenses, but these look really awesome. Sandgren shared his thoughts on his Instagram around the lenses, and they have been designed with some really interesting things in mind, like the single golden coating, which will clearly help with the distinct rendering of the Dune films. The image circle on them is massive as well, as they are required to cover 15 per film for IMAX. They honestly look like such a unique and awesome set of lenses. I can't wait to see Dune Part 3 on the biggest screen I can, and if you want to learn more about these lenses, check out some of the awesome videos talking about them which some of my fellow filmmaking YouTubers have made. Right, let's get into our quickfire honourable mentions. Links to details about these are in the description. 7 Artisans announced the Thor PL mount. Apple released a bunch of new stuff including new monitors and MacBooks. Aperture announced the Spotlight 2 projector and accessories for the Storm 400 and 700X. Audio Technica announced 2 new on-camera shotgun microphones, the ATV SG1 and SG1 LE. Blazar announced full details of their Viper 1.5x anamorphic lenses. DSC Labs, who announced they were closing in 2024, have been acquired and are now back in business. DJI have announced their latest drone, the Avata 360. GoPro have announced that they will be releasing new cameras in 2026. Kippon announced the Bavier's 645.7 Pro Lock adapter. Manfrotto launched a new photo version of their One series of tripods. Nikon put out a recall on a range of their cameras and released new firmware for the ZR. Panasonic released a range of new firmware for their Lumix S-series cameras. Portkeys released the LH7C monitor, a 7-inch monitor with camera control, a peak brightness of 1000 nits, and a new unique HDMI to HDMI and USB-C cable which allows camera control and monitoring. Rode announced the Rodecaster Video Core production console, and lastly Sigma announced development of an 85mm f1.2 ART. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe ready for next month's quick kit. Let us know what kit you've picked up this month in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.